one of my customers makes fighter jets, and they make other things like that, and they have manuals in 15 different languages. Why not have a chatbot tell you in Portuguese and troubleshoot with you with a problem you're trying to solve with fixing a plane?
Right.
So a lot of that stuff is coming to the forefront now, and I've seen huge gains in the past 2 or 3 years with AI adoption. But then there's a lot of gray areas yet too with AI where it's not made for everyday primetime use cases. But
it's a work in progress, but it's here and it's not going.
Oh, it's here. It's here, and companies are spending massive amount of money to better utilize their data with AI, and that's the holy grail.
Okay.
And who else better to get AI from than Oracle? 95% of these organizations have an Oracle database. So, why would you not consider Oracle for AI?
So you're at your prerequisite of shameless plugs. You've reached 3. I've been keeping track, so you're done now.
Sure.
Okay, just so you know. Although I took the over. So, Scott?
That was good. We had a VC, a gentleman that with an angel investor, and he said that it's sometimes it's overload with all this AI and the applications that everybody can use to be efficient. Personal opinion, do you feel that way without plugging Oracle, as Jim said?
Yeah, my customers do too. So one of my accounts wanted to speak at our customer conference at Cloud World, and the focus this year was really around artificial intelligence and how it's being utilized. We have so many customers speaking at this thing, and it's funny the appeal of an organization exiting their data center to the cloud didn't seem as important to do what the market was telling people. And then my customer did present that specific topic, and the room was overflowed with people. So AI, yes, it's overwhelming. It's in everybody's face all the time. It's too much for these organizations to try to adopt AI in every different facet. They are picking low-hanging fruit and doing testing and around supply chain and around other areas to see where the efficiencies can be done. But AI seems to be everywhere for these organizations, and it's a lot to take in for them, along with doing their daily jobs, with just maintaining the operational presence of compute, storage, and networking. So,
okay. So the last question I have for you, and I appreciate all the time.
This is it. We're at the last question.
Yeah. Well, I can only take you for so long, but and this really, you can think in terms of the young guys in the office that are early career that are asking you maybe this question. Outside of the earning potential, which is the obvious, right? What's your favorite part about doing what you're doing that you're still doing this?
The chase. I love solving business problems, and I love fostering the relationships. It takes time. I mean, you're not going to be a trust advisor a lot of these accounts, and staying curious. You got to stay curious in this industry. It's changing so quickly. What are we going to be talking about 3 years from now? It may not even be cloud. So you have to stay curious. And at my age, being 55, Jim, I know I look like I'm 30. But at my age, I really embrace this and appreciate it. And really staying curious out there with the marketplace is what keeps me going. But I love solving the problems that never gets old and fostering those relationships with new people and then seeing it through. So love it.
Awesome. Yeah, no, I agree. You don't look 55, but I think you're going the wrong way with the numbers. But I think you don't look 55 for sure. Great. Scott?
Yeah, so if you don't mind, I have one question that came in 3 weeks ago from one of our listeners, and I was waiting to hold on to it today.
Oh, boy.
And
okay.
Before I get into that, Jim, thank you for I was waiting for you to throw my age under the bus when he made that comment, but you didn't, so I appreciate it.
You want me to, or did you want me to?
Good. Okay. So this comes from a listener, right? And he was asking what now, and if it has changed or if it hasn't, if it's still, the old metrics, what key metrics are you using in today's world to assess your success? And if it hasn't changed, it hasn't changed. But what are some of those? And this was a question that came in from one of our listeners.
What are the key metrics I am using for my self-diagnosis? Kind of evaluation?
So how you track. The specific question was, what are the key metrics you track to assess your success?
W-2s, selling more, selling larger deals, selling newer, really fostering relationships with C-level folks is always the goal. So you need to become a trusted advisor with C-level folks, and you can measure your success by where you're at within an account and where you need to get higher and how do you get higher. And that's continual learning. But to me, it's where do your relationships stand with your accounts from year to year? And are you able to build off that and provide them more value? That may sound cliche, but that's the truth. You have to live within your customer's environment. What's going to make their KPIs look great? What's going to make them look more successful? Providing value for how you can sell your XYZ company's technology is key to be able to leverage that day in and day out. It may not be the answer you're looking for, but to me, those are the metrics that I would say is going to garner success.
I think what you're saying is when you're selling an enterprise ticket sale item that takes over a year, you can't really track things week to week or quarter or month to month because it may not seem like there's movement in the account, even though there is.
Right. So, but even little nuances help. So we have to provide week over week progress. Mm-hmm. Maybe you had a discussion with something about this. Maybe you're finally getting that workshop set up. So we talked about the linearity of forecasting about 20 minutes ago in this call, and that's part of it too. They want to know week after week. You should be able to go into any good enterprise reps forecast and be able to see pertinent data points. Where's he making progress? If there is no progress, there's no progress that week. You put that in there, but here's what the next steps are going to be, whether it's internal with getting an order document created or working on a discount structure that you guys agreed upon or timelines. Week after week, you still have to provide the updates. Sometimes there are no updates. Sometimes you get 2 or 3 updates a month, but that all goes into forecasting nowadays. And that's another big difference. What's your week over week progress, not just the qualification criteria for the deal. So. Okay.
Excellent. Scott, are you good?
I'm good. I just, I've held on to that question for a couple of weeks and I'm glad we were able to ask it. So Jeremy from Tilton, New Hampshire. Hope you're listening and hope we answered your question.
So my friend, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you giving us some time today. All kidding aside.
All kidding aside. Yeah. You've been great, Jim. Again, you've been somebody I have leaned on for over 2 decades now, talking about the market and whether I'm looking for a job or not. You've been fantastic, and I appreciate it.
No, my friend, we've known each other a long time. The feeling's mutual. This was a quick 45 plus minutes. Probably for you, for Scott and me, it was long, but it was. I'm just kidding. No, again, thank you so much. Great data, and look forward to obviously talking to you some more and having you on again in the future when you can kind of give us a post-mortem of a $10 million deal you did. How's that?
Sure. Would love to.
All right. Awesome.
We'll schedule that call 3 weeks from now then.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So Rick, I know Jim joked about it, but if people were interested in what you had to talk about, how would they get in touch with you from an Oracle standpoint and in your market?
Sure. You can go to my LinkedIn profile, Rick Kowalski at Oracle. So you'll see me on there. That would be the best way to start, to reach out. So.
And is there a specific vertical that you align yourself with, a specific product for our audience to know?
Manufacturing and transportation, enterprise accounts. So my team covers from United Airlines to Boeing to Lockheed Martin to RTX to Raytheon. So we got a lot of manufacturing for a lot of those products. So yeah, but we also there's also various verticals within Oracle. We'll take any question from anybody that wants to learn more about OCI. Absolutely.
There you
All
go.
right. All right. Well, Rick, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate your time today and all your insights, and I'm sure our audience will as well. So for Gum on Chew podcast, on behalf of Rick and Jim, we just want to sign off for today and hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please leave a remark or a comment or subscribe to the podcast. As we've talked about in many episodes before, we have a couple of good guests coming up to finish out the year. So please subscribe, leave comments, let us know what you want to talk about. So for
Thank you so much, my friend. Yep.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Have a good day.